Hello everybody, and welcome back to this short series of explorations of MOODLE after the exam period. I hope that went well for you. What I'm going to look at in the next few little sessions is the types of activity that tune in most fully to the MOODLE philosophy. That is to say, they are social constructivist in nature. They involve collaboration between learners, peer learning especially, and are student-centered in nature. Not all the activities on MOODLE are like that, and as you will know from the various multiple choice and quiz type activities, those are merely traditional types of classroom assessment tool translated into a technological environment. So I'm passing those by, and what I'm going to show you today very quickly is a useful tool that I use quite a lot, which is the discussion forum tool, which is an asynchronous tool. And that's all that distinguishes it from chat, which takes place in real time and is therefore synchronous. Discussion takes place over a longer period, and you enter your comments into a discussion within a time frame decided upon by the users. Okay, let's get going. I'm going to be teaching my class of second year ELT students task-based learning this week. So I'm going to set up a task-based learning type discussion for them to experience how TBL functions in an online environment. So I've got my editing turned on. I'm heading straight off to add an activity or resource. And here we go. The usual menu with which you are now familiar. And discussions take place in a forum. Right, here it is. So we're going to give that a click. It's well worth, as I've said before, reading through the information provided by MOODLE that tells you what a forum can be used for. Do take a look. Social space for students to get to know each other, discussing course content, help centres and so on. Here I'm going to add this right now. But the point to me about these forums is that learners discuss with each other and they see what they are producing as a whole. So it's like doing pair work or group work in the real classroom. Now I've got a little discussion task set up for them, and I'm just going to paste that in. And I'll take you through that in a second, but I'll just give it a title quickly. As I said, I'm doing task-based learning, so I want to exemplify it with them. But this is the sort of activity you can set up yourselves with prep school students. Maybe you'll go a little simpler with it, but here's this one. I've called it Top 5 Scientists of All Time. And very simply, the class is going to select the top 5 scientists of all time by firstly heading off to the internet, browsing, and then entering as individuals 4 scientists into the discussion with a reason why they've chosen them and some information. The task then just builds up. I'm going to assign them 2 partners. Each of them will have 4 scientists on their list. They'll have to create a new list with only 5 scientists on them. So they're going to have to justify keeping or kicking off scientists as they proceed. And certain types of language will come out as they proceed. Right, giving reasons. comparing, agreeing, disagreeing, and so on and so forth. It's a fairly classic task-based learning technique. Once that's been done, they team up with another group and they have to repeat the exercise. And we carry on until the class agrees on 5 people for the list, and then we look at the language and vocabulary that we've used. So I've described the activity there. You'll see there's a little drop-down menu, forum type of discussion. So you've got different options here. Single, simple discussion, question, answer. Each person posts just one discussion. I certainly don't want that here. And so on and so forth. So normally I just opt for standard forum for general use. Again, there are certain options, as there always are on Moodle, how you can kind of fine-tune your forum. But if you are not particularly tuned into this kind of fine detail, no problem on Moodle. You just simply ignore it all. So we're just going to save and return. I'll whip down. Moodle's a bit clumsy in this regard. I should have clicked save and display really. Anyway, here we go. Here's my little activity. Let's give it a click. Now, what will happen then, you see how simple this is. All we do to get the discussion going is add a new discussion topic, right? Subject, and I'm going to start it off as the teacher. Who do you think are the 5 greatest scientists of all time, and why? Question mark, whoops. That done. Post a forum. And now I just sit back and wait for the replies. Now I could keep this discussion going for a week. I could keep it going for a few days. I could even compress it, as I think I probably will actually in my class tomorrow, into a half-day, 2-hour kind of rush discussion just to exemplify principles of task-based learning. Right? Now you will have think about the language and vocabulary you need for these activities, fit them into your syllabus and so on and so forth, but the discussion forum as an interactive, student-centered way of spicing up and giving variety to your LMS teaching is potentially a very, very powerful one. Right, and that's the end of today's session. I am going to recommend that you try this tool out, stick a discussion into your program in the next week or so, and just see how it goes. Guys, and that's the end of today's session, and I shall wish you